Hey, what's up guys? Jaden here. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how I generated over 50 plus leads per month on a monthly basis to one of our local SEO client of ours in the dental niche. And we have been doing it consistently for the past 3 years ever since we started working with them. And I think this will really be helpful if you run your own local website or if you're working on your local business and you're trying to figure out how to get leads coming in from your website, from Google, then I think this video will be really helpful. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how we basically structure the entire campaign and what you should be noticing and what you should be focusing on first. And this video is just going to be more of an overview. I'll not be showing you exactly how to do each individual elements or each individual task that I'm going to mention, because then the video will take too long and it's going to be a tutorial based video. I'm going to show you like an overview of what you should be focusing on first and why you should be doing it, because I think that will be more helpful. So before I jump on into the video, I do want you to leave a comment after you watch the videos, because usually I tend to create videos around questions that you guys have. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I'll be more than happy to, create a video to answer or address some of the questions that you guys have. So if you finish watching the video, just leave a comment on which places that you're not sure exactly what is going on and you're not entirely sure what I'm trying to say. Just please feel free to leave a comment. I'll make sure to address them. So let's get started. So I'm going to show you my screen over here. And in this page, I'm going to show you some of the results that we have gotten, just to show you, that this stuff works. And it has been working for years. And in fact, it's still working at the point of me recording this video. And I'm going to blur out some of the stuff here because some of the stuff here are confidential, right? So if you see, this is again with Ahrefs, right? We started working with them around the 2020 period. And this was when the world was in COVID, and everything was locked down. So local businesses suffered a lot because people can't go out. They can't go for any kind of services that is required, like this case, dental, right? They cannot, like dental, this dental clinic was suffering from a lack of leads. And just one thing that I want you to take note of is you can see over here, 2018, there was already some kind of organic traffic. So it's a very, very small amount for organic traffic, but there's still some kind of organic traffic here, right? But this happens a lot of the time for brands that have been around, let's say, operating for quite an amount of years already, right? So, but one of the most common thing that local businesses face is they have a website, they don't have any traffic going to their website, right? And generally, it's a website that is there for the sake of having a website. So when we take on this client, they already have website for close to 2 years, at least according to Ahrefs. I believe they are more than that. They have been in business since 2016, if I'm not wrong. But you can see their website has some kind of organic traffic in 2018 towards like 2020. This is not a lot. And do keep in mind, again, they have been around business for a number of years. So if you do find yourself having a website or having a business, and you know that the number of traffic that your website is not, the number of traffic that your website is getting is not that many, despite you being in the business for a number of years already, then this is one thing that you want to leverage, because, ultimately you want traffic going to your website. You want your website to be doing some kind of work for you, right? And ultimately that work is to work as a salesperson for you, getting leads going in from your website to your business. Okay. So when we started working with them, it was around 2020. And then after working with them for a couple of months, you can see the trajectory of the traffic is going upwards from 200 plus to around 600 to around 1000, right? After about 6 months to 9 months of working together. So we managed to drive their entire website to around 900 plus and when we broke the 1000 organic traffic benchmark, we were really, really happy, because, we basically 5x the number of organic traffic their website is getting. And not only that, they told us that the number of leads they are getting has also increased through Google, right? Because they are not spending any budget in any kind of advertising when we started working on their site. So when their website reached around the 1000 organic traffic benchmark, that's where we launched phase 2. And later on, I'll show you what phase 2 is, and also why did we why did we wait until this benchmark for us to launch phase 2? And then finally, up until now, we are still in phase 3. And, their website has been consistently getting a lot of organic leads. Traffic has been consistent. And to show you some of the traffic that they are getting, right? So in this case, they are in the Singapore market. So again, I'm going to blur out some of the stuff here. You can see the type of keywords that they are getting, like wisdom tooth surgery cost, right? Where people are searching for wisdom tooth surgery costs. When somebody's searching for a cost to do wisdom tooth surgery, highly likely they are in the purchasing stage where they are considering to either purchase a service. And this is what we call commercial terms. So a lot of the keywords that we ranked for are commercial terms, which are highly valuable for this local business. So you can see root scaling and polishing over here, MediSave for dental, impacted wisdom tooth, and wisdom tooth extraction with wisdom tooth removal cost and things like that. These are the kind of terms that we are ranking for. And to show you in terms of the leads, so I'm going to go to the latest months here. So I'm recording this in January. We're already getting leads in January already, but you can see in December, all of these are highly qualified leads, meaning to say they are not spam, they are all highly qualified leads. We already have like a filter system in place to filter out all those spam messages. You can see in December, this number of leads they have gotten. These are in December, and then it's in December, and then you can see similarly for November, all these are highly qualified leads looking for services, and the same with October, and this spans across over the past 3 years, right? You can see there's a total of 42 pages worth of leads here. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to explain to you what we did and things like that. So I'm just going to go back to here. And yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to show you like the tutorial based kind of like specifically what we did and things like that. If you want to know specifically what has been done, you can feel free to take any reference in some of the videos that I've uploaded. And if you see that I've missed out anything, just, again, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. So what did we do in phase 1? The first thing that we do in phase 1 was, there's a couple of things that we did. The first thing that we did in phase 1 was technical SEO. Now, you may be wondering, why should a local website focus on technical SEO, right? Because, it's not really, is it going to really move the needle? And I would say that yes and no. If a site is bigger in general, meaning to say they have a lot more pages, they generally benefit more from technical SEO. However, I believe that all websites will benefit from technical SEO. It's just how much they will benefit, right? So for all our clients, for all our partners, what we do is we usually run a technical SEO audit first, just to get the foundation right. So that's the first thing that we did. We took over the site. We ran a technical SEO audit for the entire site. Now, if you want to find out how to do a technical SEO audit, I publish a lot of different videos on the SEO. Just go around the channel and search around. You'll be able to find one that I'm doing technical SEO audit for. So that's the first thing that we did. We did a technical SEO cleanup for the entire site. The second thing that we did was keyword research for all of their existing pages. Because they already have a website and they already have some pages laid out, what we did is we kind of do a keyword research using a tool like Ahrefs. And again, if you want to know how to do keyword research, I have plenty of videos in the channel. Just go and go to my channel. Under a magnifying glass, you can type in keyword research. You should be able to find a video about keyword research there. Yeah, so we did keyword research for all their existing pages, just so that we can map their existing pages that they already have created. We want to map these pages to keywords that are relevant for them. So for example, earlier on, like I showed you, let's say scaling and polishing, for example, they already have a page talking about or selling their scaling and polishing services. So we basically find out what are the keywords suitable for that page, and we map it to the most relevant page. And we did that for all of their pages that they already have. And after the keyword research is done, we basically, on-page SEO, which is the mapping of the keywords. So we map the keywords, and how we map the keywords is basically going through changing their title tags, changing their meta description, changing their header 1 tags, and also changing their URL. And I sound like a broken radio here, but if you want to find out how to do on-page optimization again, I have videos on my YouTube channel. Just go and find out where, just do a search, right? That is phase 1. Now, after we launched for phase one, kind of waited around and kind of optimized, kind of waited to see what impacts did they have. So along the way, like I mentioned in 2020, I believe towards 2021, it was when we noticed that the traffic was ready. In fact, from month two onwards, starting from month two onwards, our client was really letting us know that, hey, we are already getting leads from our website, which they weren't getting before. It's a really good news. It means to say that, the changes are reflecting, and Google has already picked up some of the changes or implementations that we did for the site. And we did not want to do anything first. Now, to give you a little bit more context, when we took over the site, right, their site was on Wix. So if you know Wix, Wix is a website builder that's generally based off on a drag and drop function where it's easy for business owners or website owners to create a website, right? But right from the start, we knew that with Wix and with other types of platforms, there's always going to be a limitations in terms of optimization, right? When it comes to optimizing, we want to have the freedom of being able to optimize for anything that we can, right? And there is a kind of like a competitive edge. If we are competing against a competitor that is in the same niche, but they have certain elements done, and we don't have that, we want to be able to match that. And sometimes with just like Wix, like Squarespace, like Duda, unfortunately, their CMS have some limitations towards, like changing of the codes, changing of the HTMLs and things like that. So we knew that Wix is going to be an issue, but we told the clients, we told the partners that, we don't have to worry about that now, because once we get traffic coming, then we want to problem, which is the website and web design, right? So essentially, kind of the framework we want to take on, we want to solve one problem at a time, and the problem that we want to solve needs to be the most important problem first. In this case, the website wasn't even getting any traffic, so we didn't want to focus on we should be redesigning the site, we should be talking about conversion rate optimization. All these doesn't make sense because the website doesn't have traffic. So that is in phase one. Now, when we reach the organic traffic towards 1,000 plus organic traffic, right? That's when we told the clients that, hey, we are ready to launch phase two. So what did we do for phase two? In phase two, we basically let the partners know that we need to do a site migration, which is not going to cut it for us because there's a lot of limitations that we, cannot do. And if you are interested to find out, what are some of the limitations with CMSs, why I prefer WordPress on WordPress sites or like custom coded sites versus like builders like Wix, Squarespace, and Duda and things like that. If you are interested, just let me know in the comment section down below. May create a video based off on that. Yeah, that's where we told the clients that, it's time to do a website redesign. And we basically redesigned their entire site, and we moved site from Wix to WordPress, which is my absolute favorite. I love optimizing on WordPress sites because of do so many things on a WordPress site as compared to like a Wix or a Duda or a Squarespace. Okay, so once we have moved over the site to we are still using the same domain, but we moved them over to a new CMS, which is WordPress. And in phase two, after the site migration is done, we started to create new pages. So these are pages that weren't there before. Basically, based off on the keyword research that we've done earlier, we created new pages. Would either be commercial pages. That means services that they are then services that they provide, but weren't on their existing website. So we created pages for that, and we basically did the same thing. We mapped all these new pages to keywords, suitable keywords that will bring in the qualified traffic, right? And the next thing that we also focus on building is we started link building. So if you noticed in phase one, we didn't do any kind of link building, right? Because again, we want to move things one step at a time. And essentially, link building is just not necessary at the start for this particular campaign, right? It doesn't mean that it's going to be the same throughout different kinds of campaigns. For this particular campaign, we didn't straight away started link building first, just because we knew that there were a lot of low-hanging opportunities, the technical aspect, and also in their on-page optimization aspect, and also in this case, in their website design aspect. That is in phase two. Now, when we did that, the traffic essentially went up, right? So it shot up from around 1,000, and then it shot up to, over at one point in time, close to 10,000 organic traffic. And then it slowly tapered down to 6,000, 8,000, and now it's just maintaining status quo at around 6,000 plus to 5,000 plus organic traffic into their site, right? So this is a really, really positive sign for us, because this means that, the website design, it worked when we moved over from Wix to WordPress. Firstly, the design converted way better than their existing design. Secondly, based off on the number of things that we can do on the WordPress site in terms of SEO, allows us to customize more things and allow us to do a lot more implementation from an SEO perspective. And this really changed the game for their website. And that's why you can see like the number of leads that they're getting has been consistent ever since. As for phase 2. And in phase 3, what we did, it's basically kind of like an ongoing thing, right? So it's optimization. So in phase 3, which is a kind of like a consistently we are doing on a monthly basis, is we're updating their content, because content that we have published probably 2 years or 1 year ago, we are updating and refreshing them on whether they have dropped in ranking. And we also changed up their page optimization. So if you see like a page is declining in terms of the number of traffic, or the rankings is downwards, then we would sometimes change the page titles. We will test around with the meta descriptions, also test around with actual content itself, right? So we change out the words of the content and things like that. So this is an ongoing basis, because like I always mention in my videos, it's all about optimization. There's no such thing as perfection. We don't just leave it and then just forget about it, because usually SEO, it's always figuring out what works now at this present moment, because what worked in the past may not work now, right? Because Google's algorithm is always changing, as you and I both know. So, and last but not least, in phase 3, we also consistently worked on link building, because all these are kind of like ongoing efforts. Yeah, hopefully this gives you a rough idea of how to look at your own site and think of what you should be doing, and give you some considerations of what you can do for your own individuals. Like, especially if your website doesn't get much traffic, right? You want to, make your website work for you by getting leads. That's all for the video. I really hope you like what you see. So remember to leave a comment on what type of videos you'd like to see. Let me know if there's any things that you want me to go more in depth into, any questions that you have for me. I would love to answer them, right? And a lot of people watching my videos are still not subscribed yet. So if you've not subscribed yet and you've watched until here, just give me a subscribe and you'll be notified whenever I go live. Sometimes I stream. I go on live, called live stream, where I work live together with you guys. And so if you want to be notified whenever I go live, just hit the subscribe button. You'll be first to be notified. Being said, that's all. Thank you so much for watching this video. And remember guys, such thing as perfection. Chase progress, never perfection. Just